So, we left off. Everybody had just escaped potential serfdom or otherwise into a into be sold into slavery. Um, you now have a hated status with a certain Solstier the Hutt, who is not too impressed with you right now for trashing up his base, stealing some stuff, and a couple of his shuttles, including his personal travel cruiser. No, you did not find a lithe Twillick in the back room there. Sorry to say that.
Oh.
No, images aside, um, just to get some paperwork out of the way, in the containers that Sior, the Wookiee, um, loaded in before you guys jetted off, there are 2 blaster pistols, 2 heavy blasters. No, not 2 heavy blasters. I'm reading that wrong. 2 holdout blasters, 2 blaster carbines, and 2 blaster rifles. So that's one crate. They kind of, you open it up and it's like a weapons rack display type of thing. So, and then in one of the other crates, you find some armor of the type. Let's make a note here. You find 1 armored flight suit, which is medium armor. Um, 2 blast helmet vests, which is light armor. And 1 padded flight suit, which is light armor. Not that anybody can wear light armor, but for not Lance Jalip, he'll need it since he can't hit anything. Former stormtrooper training and all that good stuff.
You know how much training it takes to actually not hit anything?
It's amazing, you know. I've seen it before. In the other crates, because he had 4 of them that he grabbed, you find 1 full of a variety of pharmaceuticals worth about 5,000 credits.
When you say pharmaceuticals, are we talking like bottles of aspirin or little bags of white suspicious powder?
Bottles of aspirin, things like that. Stuff you could use to make med kits and the such. So, or just take it by itself. Or if you want to, if somebody needs them, sell them. It's in the 4th crate that you find little white bags of spice. As in highly illegal stuff. Not the type of thing you'd normally expect to find on a ship, but you stole it from a hut. It's worth a lot of money. If I can find it here. Come on.
This is the stuff from Kessel, right?
Yes. If you want to go ahead and make a, if you got chemistry, it's a good.
Oh yeah, I do have chemistry.
Roll a chemistry check.
Okay.
You are able to determine that it has been cut with something else, so it's not pure spice, but something, you'd have to do a little bit more research and things like that with it, but you can tell you've seen pure spice before, and you can tell that this is not posh spice. It's maybe scary spice, but you're not sure yet.
Stop, please. Stop. No more. I surrender.
You would expect the street value to be about the 20,000 credit range.
Oof, okay.
If you can find the right buyer, of course. That's always the trick with this type of stuff. But at the same time, you don't know where you've kind of ended up. Your little droid buddy kind of dropped you middle of nowhere. He just chose a safe trajectory point and just jetted you out of there, a day or so from your original location. You're kind of sitting in the middle of space, just repowering your jump engines to get them up to full charge, and you have a decision to make as to where you want to go.
Is there a check so I can check roughly about where we are in space?
You know that you're roughly in the Kashyyyk, Trandosha, Tholitan, Sneeve area, close to Sneeve. You're in some space there. If you look at the map, you can see, about there, let's just say, in that region of space. The droid's able to tell you at least that much. You've got several choices to go where you want to. Where are you thinking? Yes.
Well, it's never a good thing to have a hot hunting news, so I would recommend that we go to the other side of the galaxy.
Other side of the galaxy.
As far away as possible from this hot place.
Yep. That's always a choice.
Farah pipes up and says, "Well, I had planned. Everything was based on me going to Kashyyyk. I'd planned to stay there for at least a year to see what I could do to help, but I suppose it is somewhat sensible to travel somewhere else for the time being, given that Kashyyyk doesn't seem like the best place to go based on what our Wookiee friend has told us."
Yeah, you hear the and the translated to, Sulstra loves putting bounties on the people that piss him off, and the Empire is known to allow bounty hunters to operate in their region. So we can expect a bounty on our heads at any point from him. So we'll have people following us.
She doesn't look very pleased by the prospect.
No. He, as you remember, pointed out that Kashyyyk is a bad region to go to. But he's pretty much only known Kashyyyk and Sneeve and that area of space is what he's operated in, a little bit into the actual hut zone itself. Sulstra tended to operate in this region specifically only, so he doesn't know the rest of space that well. But if you're willing to take him along, he is willing to help you out as much as he can and for the foreseeable future. Or he can just take the shuttle and leave you alone.
I can see no reason why he shouldn't be allowed to stick with us. He did help us escape, after all.
Yeah. So, Krusk says, "Meh, Trendosia, not a good place to go to either. I am wanted there as well. They support Hutt and Empire to some degree. Bad."
Well, I suggest we stay away from the core, but there are plenty of places on the rim where, at least from my own perspective, there are, people we could help.
Yeah, you've got a couple of choices you feel like you could be taking. There's obviously the rumors of some sort of rebel group standing up to the Empire that could offer protection against both the Empire and the Hutts. There's free trader zones you can go to, but you never know who's going to show up at any point in time in that space area.
Would I know about the white substances? Would I know, like, we could shift it? Just 50,000 credits worth, that might actually pay off.
I think it was 20,000.
Yeah,
20,000.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask how this creative pharmaceutical supplies. How many med packs would that translate as in total? If I was to sit down and just make med packs out of a lot of it.
Yeah.
Or is this partially reliant on dice rolls?
No. I just need to get a feel here for. You feel like you could probably get pretty close to 100 out of there if you wanted to. It's a large crate of a variety of pharmaceuticals. You'll have to spend some time crafting it and things like that, because not everything in a med pack is just, straight up aspirin pills. There's other things that need to go in, but you have enough chemicals here to help facilitate making 100 med packs if need be.
Okay. That's something I might want to do at some point relatively soon. Sorry,
It's, of course, all the other little toys and gizmos you'll need for a med pack, so storage container, that type of thing.
Yeah. Would this be one where having my medical data card and the data pad would help me, or is that purely for treating?
Just
patients?
Treating stuff, and there's you could use them to help make go for making a Mastercraft med pack or something like that. I'm just looking up one other thing here. Those med packs. What was the? Oh no. Then a medical kit. So a mixture of 100 med packs and medical kits, basically, out of this. But like I said, it's just the chemical part. You don't, the other applicators, syringers, and things like that, you'll have to dig up somewhere else. But you got a good start if you want to. Gesundheit.
Thank you. I was going to edit that bit out as well, so it's just going to be you saying Gesundheit.
Because everybody needs good health, don't they?
Yes. I've actually already forgotten what the difference between a med kit and a med pack was.
Med kit treats vitality points. Med pack treats wound points.
That was it.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I don't think I've actually got any made up right now, so that would be a thing to do sometime soon.
Yeah. You guys have to decide. What do you feel? You can ask questions on planets and things like that, and I'll give you an idea of what to expect there.
Well, for my part, as I said earlier, I don't really care where we go. Just as long as we go away from anywhere near the huts.
I totally agree. We have to get out of here.
Besides, that was hard to protect Miss Farah here, and well, yeah.
We need to get out of here, and we need to get rid of the spice. When we get caught with this spice, no matter who catches us, we're in for a high jump.
Just on the basis of having seen what this does to people who become addicts, I'm all for throwing it straight out of the airlock.
Yep, you get a feeling that, you know, heading over to a planet like Tatooine or whatever, where there's plenty of illicit activities that go on there. It's got some Imperial oversight, but nothing too much. But you could definitely unload the spice there if need be.
I would opposite. I want profit. I want money. I'm looking to make money from this and get rid of it.
Have you seen what this does to people?
It's an opportunity. Lands on our feet. We haven't got much money. 20,000 credits. If we can get it, it's enough money.
I cannot in conscience agree to this.
You don't have to agree. Just deny all knowledge.
From myself?
That's what you have to live with.
I didn't become a doctor to sell drugs to people.
Not all of us have had the upbringing like you have. We've had to work the hard way. Screens a word that I can't think of. To get by. An opportunity like this lands in your lap. We've got a ship, and we've got spice, we've got weapons. We get rid of that spice, that gives us 20,000 credits. That should keep us going.
I have no compunction about relieving that odious hut of this ship, but selling spice is a whole other thing entirely.
Well, we're going to a criminal planet. We're sent to criminals.
Yes, it doesn't end up in the hands of criminals, though. It ends up in the hands of poor addicts. And I've seen more than enough of that firsthand.
You then sold it to criminals on a criminal plan where everything just goes. We could go to Tatooine. That's just full of rubbish people there. I'm a rubbish person. I admit that.
I'm beginning to have that opinion, yes.
But this is money.
There are other things in this life than money.
What does money get you anything in this galaxy?
Apart from a conscience, apparently.
I haven't got one.
Pointy is the only one who can understand him, hence why he gets the special message.
How are you doing this in Discord?
Discord chat,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, well, that's the wrong message even. That's somebody sending me a random replay. Yes, okay. Would I just turn around and talk in basic back to him, or?
You can talk basic, or you can talk basic to him.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn around and say, well, I can understand if you've never seen the effects up close, but I mean, honestly, it depends exactly what variety of spice it is. It is something of a generic term, but it is potentially a highly addictive drug, and this isn't even pure spice. This is cut with I don't even know what. It could be something benign, or it could be something that would really mess up whoever uses it. I could not in conscience, even if it was pure spice, I wouldn't be at all happy selling this on as though I was some kind of common drug dealer. But when it could be cut with literally anything, something that could even kill whoever uses it, that's not acceptable in my book at all.
Discord.
Oh, could be used to. Well, there are plenty of slaves who die mining this stuff. Kessel is more than a little infamous, including, I'm sad to say, many of your brethren. Many Wookiees died mining this particular.
And he goes stomping off.
Okay, he's not happy.
He's not happy, but he's got a chance of making money from the stuff that his people have died. You know, give him the opportunity. I mean, I'm up for selling it. I want to get rid of this.
I think we know your position now. At this point, good sir smuggler.
So, Cross goes, so, where are we going? Tatooine? We have trade ship, maybe. We need change name.
And we can sell
registry.
it as well.
No, good ship.
Well, in the absence of a better suggestion, Tatooine seems as good a place as
you
any.
start hearing a klaxon alarm. Everybody that has some sort of piloting skills recognizes it as an airlock chamber going off down in the cargo bay. And a little bit later, the trio comes back and big. He's all happy, and at least to what people can appear to see Wookiees being happy. No more, no more slavery.
I'm gonna
Wait, what do you translate?
turn around and look at. I forget Mark's character's name, but well, I guess our friend made his decision.
That makes things a lot more simple for us. Now all we have to worry about is changing the name and register of the ship.
It's
Well,
not
you gotta
like
feel that anybody with a good computer skill could easily change the transponder if need be.
Oh, that's probably not. I think I've
That
got computer
probably be
use,
a
but
good thing to do sooner than later.
no racks at all.
What skill was it?
Would it would-
Computer use.
Yeah, it would be computer use, wouldn't it?
And if we had a certain droid here,
I'm up at the pilot seat, just waiting for everybody to make a decision. I'm like, guys, the jump jets is ready.
I'll go and swap. I'm going to swap with the android at the pilot seat because I'm a bit angry.
so
We have
you've
other
just
things
lost
we
all
can
that money.
sell. We can sell shuttles.
Well, you still got that.
We've got 2 small shuttles, right? And then there's
No, you've got the large cruiser that or I should say the Citadel cruiser that you're in that just more. You want to retrofit a little bit to try and get the hot taint out of it if you ever wanted to use it.
But didn't that come with 2 shuttles?
No, it
Because there was one we came over on, and I'm sure you said there was another one as well.
No. It can mount. It has a docking place for 2 shuttle or smaller type of vessels.
That's maybe what you said, and I misunderstood.
Not a problem. So you have the small little shuttle that you use to get over to it. So you've stolen 2 important vehicles from Solstra. Because how the hell is he going to fit into a fighter now to get out of that base? He's going to have to try and radio somebody to come and get him. And that's not making him happy.
Gives us some time, at least.
So you have a ship. You just flushed. But it would have fed you for a while, but otherwise it's not that much money to do much with worth of spice out the airlock. You can either
It wasn't
look
easy
at
sticking
trading.
to my principles there.
You can either look at trading, running to somebody's skirts to hide behind. What do you want to do?
Well, I was kind of saying that we could go to Tatooine and we can sell off the stuff we don't really need at the moment, like surplus weapons and stuff like that. That should be easy enough to get rid of. And on the way there, we can at least talk about what to do with the ship if we want to sell the ship, maybe.
Yep.
Well, we haven't even all agreed if we want to stay together as a group yet, although I think would kind of slightly
that's
ruin the
kind of-
campaign if we didn't.
Cross does mention, well, we could also go to Taris, big city planet. So some more people than Tatooine, and just as easy to do things there. So.
What city what planet do I want to go to?
Taris.
As in from KOTOR.
Yes.
I don't know if you ever played KOTOR. I played a little bit of KOTOR, but yeah, that's where the first part of the game is set.
Near Wayland.
Think Coruscant, but kind of run down and shabby in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we just escape from again?
Sneeve, Thorleton area. Thorleton, if I remember correctly, is what I said. So yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong side of the map.
Yeah. So here I'll draw a freehand blue. Kruska's giving you that option, and then another option for people on the run to at least start off with be down here.
Yeah,
Well,
it's probably easy to hide in a crowd.
personally, I vote for going wherever we can help the most people.
Let's do a. No. I need him because he's got that. Roll a world lore knowledge check if you have it.
Me or?
Yeah. You can do some computer database searching. Trior just looks at you with a quizzical look, like, help the most people? What's people?
World lore. I don't think I have that.
No. But if you can do a computer use check, and you can use your computer tablet for medicine and things like that to see where diseases and issues occur the most type of situation.
I mean, I guess that's the closest. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that. I suppose it's not like a history check or a lore check.
You feel you could help the most people if you were looking at those two planets at Taris than at Tatooine. Tatooine's just it's a desert. It's a dirt farm. You wouldn't. There's people to help there, but
I mean, yeah, that seems logical. Then Taris it is for me anyway. That's what I vote for on consideration.
so
While everyone's still talking, I'm gonna head outside and try to laser Solstra's hand off of the hull.
there's no name printed on it.
Is it just like a code?
No, you just see a really big picture of a hut on there.
Oh god, that's gonna take forever.
I'm imagining the opening of the first series of Red Dwarf, where it just kind of zooms out from Dave Lister painting on the side of the hull with a paint roller. Only this time it's an R2, an R4 droid.
I'm gonna start the process. If everyone's still discussing, I'm gonna go out and try to start lasering the ugly hut off the side.
Yep, you're gonna be out there a while.
Let them know to call me back when they're ready to leave.
Why is it not letting select?
I want to check into what kind of supplies do we have. What does the food situation look like? Stuff like that.
There's enough food for you guys in here for about a month or so. If you're willing to eat hut food, you can go another 2 or 3 months. But it's a lot of live stuff.
So we have for a month. All right.
Okay, why?
Unless any of you guys like eating hot food.
I don't think they're very big on salads.
I don't think so too.
So,
Okay.
I propose then, on consideration, that we head to Taris, and that our first order of business should be to try and disguise this ship as best we can, because I suspect that our friend Celestra was probably known to Imperial authorities, and that therefore this ship probably is as well.
Okay. So, are you gonna let the droid get inside before you jet off, or are you just gonna?
I think
jump
we need to do that first, right? We need to disguise the.
Yeah.
So, however long it takes him to paint a mustache on the hut or whatever he's doing out there, and then we can get the transponder changed.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
And we shall call it the Rocinante.
No.
It's an old Ithorian word, honest.
The Wookiee looks at you and goes,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I get ready to part the ship to, was it Taris? And I want to look at the complement of weapons, what it has.
On what?
The ship, to make sure it has a full complement of everything.
Oh yeah, you've got 2 double ion turrets. That's what you're using for defense, and you got 2 forward-facing laser cannons. So that's how I do. Okay. That's it. You have no other upgrades, gear, or equipment. For the ship itself, it's pretty standard. Inside, there's, if your hut would be called luxurious, there's a nice little platform there, whatnot, a little dance platform next to it. You get a feeling that there were dancing girls in here at some point. So
Just don't touch anything.
yeah, it's probably not a bad idea.
So
That's what droids are for.
who would be best suited to make the necessary transponder change? Is that something we're going to have to roll for? Or can we just say we've done it?
I'll just take 20 on it.
You suspect that the astromech droid that you have is probably not a bad option to have do that for you.
Still outside scrubbing off the hut.
Well, you've got plenty of time to be able to make those changes. It's going to be a few days of travel through Lightspeed to get over there, so you've got time to make those changes and such.
Would the transponder change take a while then, or is that?
Yeah, it just a couple of days, because you got to go through and make sure it doesn't look like it's just being randomly changed and such. So whoever's going to do it just needs to make a roll. As long as you don't roll a 1, fine.
Well, that'll be Jaeger then.
Yeah.
How long does it take for me to scrub off the entire hut?
You really want rid of that, don't you?
I mean, you guys said you didn't want the ship to be recognized, right?
Yeah. You suspect that an observant person who could fly fairly close, or if you landed at a spaceport, may recognize it, or look it up if it had some of the markings on there. Seems we don't have... what's a good option then? He's just painting. I will make you roll a bluff roll. Basically, you spend a day out there just changing things, any markings and whatnot on the outside of it, and you're done. And then you may need to come inside and charge up a little bit, but you also are able to plot an astrogation. I'm assuming you'll let your astromech, or is somebody else going to do it? Oh, by the way, yeah. So, delete with the droids speaking through the communication system is able to change the transponder during that day of cleaning.
Okay.
So,
Can I
who
have
is
spent
gonna-
this time making some med packs and med kits?
Make a craft roll for me, please. No.
God damn it!
Bzz, bzz. You go. You're cooking up some stuff and whatnot, and you lose about 10 med packs worth of materials in that day.
Yeah.
Ouch! That's quite a lot as well. That's 10% of it. Just okay.
Yeah. You knocked over a jar or something like that and just killed everything. But you still got 90
Yeah.
worth there. Who's gonna plot the roll to Taris?
I guess I can do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I could do it.
Either way.
But don't we need the android to change the transponder
No.
route?
No, Jalib took 20 and spent a whole
I'll
Yeah, the whole
plot
day
the
to
route
break
and
out.
you fly the thing.
Yeah.
So, you guys disappear into the ether. And to show up in Taris, which I don't have a good photo of, so you'll just have to imagine it.
There must be some screenshots of KOTOR somewhere.
I'm sure I could find something. Yeah. Give me a sec.
With the weapons, did we distribute?
They're sitting in the crate.
I can't bless
Unless somebody grabs some of the stuff, which I think maybe
I did. I checked out some of the weapons.
took a carbine or a rifle. Just give me one sec here.
Is there not completely terrible picture on the wiki?
Yeah. Which it's not showing me.
Oh man, I really missed that button that just let you go straight to the picture from Google Images. Anyway, it's a city planet kind of place, but a bit crummy looking.
There's, it's not as covered as Coruscant is, which is 100% city across the whole surface. This has mega cities and things like that just cover a good portion, of the planet's surface. As you bounce into the system and start heading towards the planet, you're contacted by the Taris Space Control. Taris Space Control to unidentified ship. Please identify yourself.
Okay, what did we call our ship?
No idea.
And I'll allow that you put the name into the transponder already. So,
No.
No.
That's terrible.
so what do you? No, yeah, you're. As much as Trior laughs at that, Cross goes, no.
Right, I'm going to be in character and I'm going to suggest the Mercy.
Cross and Trior agree. Good.
Makes us sound very, I mean, Farah likes it for obvious reasons, but it makes us sound very non-threatening as well, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't go like Swift Mercy, in which case that could be misconstrued totally. Lucio.
Who's going to return the call?
Well, you're the pilot.
You're the pilot.
Okay.
What are we going for then? What is the Lucio reference to?
I'll try not to say the ship's name. I'd say we're on a medical mission, bringing medical supplies.
Well, you don't have to worry about that specific. Forget your name and then you can speak. I'm not a cold, heartless bastard.
Call it the Mercy. I mean,
Anybody?
can we just call the ship's like serial number? Or
We could, but it's a bit boring.
yeah, but it's maybe a little bit less like, oh, what's the Mercy? I've never heard of it before.
It's a big galaxy.
Oh, that's true. And I guess with like if you call the serial number, they can track it back to who's the real owner.
Yeah.
We could call it the mech.
The
mech. Just take the Y off. The Mercy. The mech.
the Merc.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, that gives it a.
that would
gives
mean a
it a
different thing.
Yeah, gives it a bit more militaristic.
Yeah.
You don't know how the space control for Taris would necessarily appreciate a pseudo military sounding ship showing up, but Daisy, you got 3 people for the Mercy.
I like how the NPCs have votes.
Well, you really don't want to piss off a Wookiee, do you? Yeah, he has a tendency to rip arms off, that type of thing.
We'll go Mercy then.
Okay.
Okay. This is Taris Space Control. Please identify yourself. Your transponder is off.
Hello, Taff. This is the Mercy. We're on repairs for our transponder, and we're carrying medical supplies as well for our doctor to help out.
What is your landing port destination?
I have no idea. I've never
It'll be
been
Taris, right?
We are waiting a landing port destination instruction from you.
Very well. Head to Section 3, landing port 4. And he gives you some coordinates.
Mercy out.
The standard landing fee of 1,000 credits will be expected at landing.
Okay.
I'm not going to reply to that.
I'll look around. Do we have 1,000 credits somewhere?
I mean, even having wasted
Doctor
some of the medical supplies, that's 500 credits worth, 10%. There's still like 4,500 credits worth of medical supplies, so we could, you know, sell some of those or give them some of those in kind, and we do have some weapons we can sell as well.
I've got it. I'll get this.
Oh, and as the GM points out, we had credit sticks.
Yeah.
But we don't know that our little friend has taken those.
Yeah, that was a bit more than 550.
Well, you were in a pretty close room. He's grabbing 11 credit sticks out.
It's 9,000 credits.
Oh, 9,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since you just admitted it, that's even better.
So we have, in fact, we do have more than enough credits to at least cover the landing.
Well, that's the landing. Portage fees.
I'll get the landing fee. I'll pay for that. If we need to shift some, I want shift this though. Do what we can.
It's a big planet. I'm sure we can find something to do while we're here that isn't too nefarious.
No. So you come in, land. There's like a dock master that comes out. 1,000 creds. Show me your cred sticks. Come on now.
There we go. Take it off here.
Swipes it through. Take 1,000 credits off. How long are you planning to stay?
Good question.
Please note it is a 200 credit day parking fee to stay docked here. If you plan to stay longer than a week, you need to let us know now. He is very bored, slightly overweight human. That he's just doing his job, and just getting it done.
Yes. Well, here's the
You know,
situation.
there's several
friend.
other ships.
Here's the situation, friend. We currently don't know how long we're going to stay in port, but please give us your contact information, and we'll get back to you as soon as we know more about how long we'll stay.
Then you need to give me 1 week up. Refunds will be made.
7 days. How much was that? 1,400.
Yep.
Right. I'll give him a week's worth. Reluctantly.
Do you need your ship refueled, restocked, looked at? There are fees related to that as well.
I think we're fine for now, thank you.
Very well. It gives you a. You would think it, in parlance, a parking tag, but it's a chit for this dock and that your ship and everything else like that. So it gives you all rights to get into this area of the city, so you can get back to your ship. You do notice that there is security around, so there's a feel that it's pretty cheap landing fee for some reason. So comparative to normal.
Is this a fairly heavily Imperial controlled system, or is it just kind of nominal?
Nominal.
Okay.
It's not worth their time. It's a little bit of a cesspool. There's nothing. Large industry has corroded badly. They tend to go more to other planets around the system. You do know that you're near a major trade route, the Hydian Way.
Is there any other people in the hangar?
It's not really a hangar per se. It's just it's a massive dock yard. You see about 6 other ships here, of a variety of versions and such. Some look like people carriers. You see a couple of cargo carriers. You see a ship type called a fire spray.
Ooh.
For those
I know what that is.
I don't.
For those of you not in the know, it looks like Boba Fett ship, but you know that those are not uncommon out there. But you do know it's as fairly militarized as a vessel goes, comparative to yours even. And then you see another sort of little cruiser, and you see a YT 2400 parked out there as well.
Okay then.
Which, if I don't forget myself, the YT 2400 is the. Yeah, okay, there's that one. Good. You know, it's a newer, older YT 1300. Which, for those of you who don't know, that's Millennium Falcon look.
I'm trying to remember what the YT-2400 looks like. Oh, no, that's... Oh. I typed in YT-2400 and Opera went, that means you want to search for in YouTube, right?
Here, I'll just throw it in here.
Oh, it's that one. Okay, yes, I do.
Yeah,
That
it
is
looks
the one I was
very
thinking
similar
of. Yeah.
to a YT 1300. Okay, so you're on the ground in Taris, on the planet of Taris. Where do you want to go? You got the dockmaster standing there, looking bored.
Are we gonna switch ships, or are we gonna stay with this one, guys?
I mean, it's our ship. Any other ship would involve stealing another ship, and that...
I mean, we could sell this one and buy another one.
That's true, actually. We could... I mean...
That would probably be easier than cleaning out the hot stench.
Yeah, because that was my second option. Was if you guys want to keep this ship, I'm gonna stay behind and try to retrofit it for more human use.
Or bipedal creature use, right?
Non-hut use.
Try and clear some of the slime trails off the floor. I don't know. I mean, we could though. We could potentially.
We could find a trader, see what's available on the market, and then we can decide whether to sell it or keep it.
Would one of us have a rough idea of the worth of this vessel plus the shuttle that it comes with?
Oh.
In the meantime, I'm gonna scrub the flight logs and anything that might kind of track it back to Solstra from both the shuttle and the bigger ship.
R5, if you're gonna clean the database from, our little trip, you might want to save a copy for yourself of where we came from. Point of origin, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
We might have to go back there sometime.
I'll save put a little pinpoint on my GPS and then start scrubbing.
You never know what kind of information you might end up needing in the end. Right. I'll walk over to the Dogmaster and hey, friend, do you mind if one was looking for a job, where would I go?
There's a couple of places to. What are you interested in?
That kind of depends
For
on what
trade, you want to go to the Trade Authority. For other military-style activities, you want to go to the Mercenary Exchange. For other places, a small fee is required. Basically, puts his hand out. If you want to know to go for other type of places, a different place. Yes, you can scrub the GPS.
Did we looking up the worth of the ship, by the way, or was that something we just?
Oh yeah, no, I have a good idea here.
Okay, would one of us would perhaps say Mark? No. Even just a ballpark figure.
You can do a quick computer search and you can get the sticker price. Your cruiser is in the 205,000 credit range, plus the little shuttle. You're probably looking at about 250, 260. You could get for the two of them together.
We'll keep the weapons and armor.
No, that's the package deal. You got the base ship here plus all the other conversions inside it. So
yeah, but I was talking about the traits. We'll keep.
Oh yeah.
We'll keep them. Right. I reckon we can get between 220 to 250 credits for this. But
1,000.
1,000 credits. But I'm gonna go and find a ship dealer and see what other ships are available and see if I can do any deals. If you're happy with that, if not, I'll come back and let you know, or not.
I don't believe any of us have any particular attachment to this vessel. It sounds like not a terrible plan for obscuring our particular... obscuring the path behind us, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. But shouldn't you find a hospital and start helping people?
Well, I was actually just about to head for the nearest bar or cantina and make some inquiries from there.
You see that the dockmaster is still holding his hand out. If you want to know other places to get him, to find work, I know some good ones. Get his hand out. You need to go to the. You can either go to the Trade Council, the Mercenary Exchange, or which are pretty standard things. Mercenary stuff is like, we need some bodies to help fight a war here, or bounties and such. It can also be found there. The Trade Council, of course, handles trade. So if you want to do small cargo runs and things like that, that would be the place to go to. But if you want to do other things, that's what he's holding his head up for. Excuse me.
I'm looking at. I'll one say, sir, I'll come right back to you, and I'll leave the harbor master and walk back to the ship to the pilot and say, guys.
You see another ship coming into land, and the dockmaster walks off in that direction.
I think we kind of light on credits, so we need to do something to get at least some kind of base credits here. Unless somebody of you has a lot of credits stashed somewhere, we can use to, pay for like information. Basically, all I got out of him was that we could go to the trade bazaar or the mercenary bazaar, and he was suggesting that there were other places we can go for, shall we say, other information regarding how we could earn some credits. But that would require payment to him. And I don't know about you, but I'm fresh out of credits.
I won't trust him. We can always ask on route. We'll head towards a trade center, and we can always ask. Also, we find a pub.
And Trevor goes.
Yes, finding a pub is a very good idea, but we still need credit to pay for something. And it looks very stupid when we have to ask you every time for like 10 credits and stuff like that.
Ferry, you hear Trio saying, well, if we want to sell our ship, shouldn't we go to a shipmaster place? As Krusk says, shouldn't we go, if we want to sell the ship, go and talk to someone else before we go and get a job to do trade?
I think perhaps a little more discussion is required first. I for one, I'm going to go to the nearest bar. I'm going to make some inquiries. As for the rest of you, if you wished to go and make inquiries in other places about potential things you could do, then by all means go ahead.
Sure, that was what I was talking about. We can't make inquiries if we don't even have enough credits on us to buy a freaking meal.
Stick with me and I'll make sure you get fed.
Right, what I am going to do is I'm going to go into the ship and I'm going to take
So, did none of you have any leftover credits from your starting?
I got like 35. Enough for a sandwich.
That depends on how you rule it. I assumed our personal credit sticks were in that pile that Mark has, so he hasn't handed
No. Your personal stuff was in your personal stuff, so that was in excess of what you had personally. So you have some money at least.
Right. What I want to do is I want to go and grab some stuff out of the crate of pharmaceutical supplies, say 500 credits worth.
Okay.
And I would like to take that with me to wherever we go, because I've been around. I know the people to chat to, potentially, hopefully, if I wanted to sell some things, or at least find out where to go.
Okay.
To do stuff legally or semi-legally. I'm not talking about anything too shady here.
But
and a cantina seems like a good place to start.
Well,
this is my thinking.
Okay. Go righty. So about 10 med packs worth.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. So I'm just keeping track here. So is everybody going? Is everybody going to the cantina, or
I'm going to try and find a ship dealer.
I'm staying on the ship.
Actually, that's probably good. See what we could trade in for, which probably wouldn't be quite as big, because this is a used ship we're selling here with maybe a slightly dubious history, but we'll see. Actually, that'd be a good thing to if I was there for the final sale, because I have like high charisma. But first I want to go and get information.
Okay. So, who's doing what then?
I'm just following Farah.
Okay. So Jalip's keeping to his paid duties. He was hired for the whole year to follow after Farah and keep her protected. So he was paid half up front, half at the end. He's got financial, needs to do that. You do have to pay off a loan, hence why pockets are a little thin right at the moment. But so Jalip, Farah, Trior is going to follow you as well. He's kind of attached himself to you for some. Lance and R5, were you going to go to the ship dealer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think R5's staying on the ship.
I'm staying on the ship to, I guess, guard the ship and also scrub everything as much as I can.
Okay. Krusk will go with Lance at that point then.
Damn.
He's like, well, you guys, if you haven't noticed before, you definitely noticed here in the last couple of days of traveling, there's a little bit of tension between Krusk and Trior. As it's explained, there is an ongoing, not quite war, but bad blood between the two planets of Trandosha and Kashyyyk, which happen to be in the same star system. The Trandoshans are basically supporting the enslavement of the Wookiees at point. So, yeah, R5 is our cleaning person.
I hope he disinfects himself as well.
Well, you're gonna have to ask. Okay, we'll start with the ship people. Since you didn't ask anybody and you ignored the dock master,
I'll just start chatting with people outside.
Well, you see an information kiosk fairly close to the dock port there. It's fairly standard to give you main points and things like that, and you can search, ship dealers, which, strange enough, just happens to be around the corner from the dockyard.
Nice. I'll start heading that way.
Okay. It's pretty obvious. It's new and used ships. Come on in. Let's talk prices.
I shall walk in, see the initial layout.
You see what can only be described as the slickest looking human. Pencil mustache, grease-backed hair. It's like, welcome! Welcome! How can I help you today?
Hey, you got to sell.
Oh, sorry, are you speaking okay there, sir?
You're getting a bit robot voice. Maybe you and Jägerschnitzel should swap roles.
You the thing? Do you want?
Mark, you may want to just type it into.
Yeah, it's really breaking up.
Let's type it. I think somebody's stealing his bandwidth. Lemon pledge. Yeah. Well, Mark, perhaps there. You guys get into the same information kiosk, and you see there are several cantinas to choose from. It's basically just cantina. Some of them say best prices on drinks in town. Some have best drinks at the best prices at town. Some have, best hollow girls out there while you're drinking. You have no clue which one would be a good fit for you.
I'd want to pick
in
one
Mark's,
not-
and in answer question, yes, he is the proprietor of this establishment.
I think we should do that bit first rather than try and juggle both at the same time.
Anyway, are you hearing us fine at least, Mark? If you type in yes on there. Okay. So he's restarting. So we'll jump over. So you've got a couple of names that you can go to.
Can I make some kind of check? I want one that seems, not too seedy, but not totally reputable.
Well, you could stop somebody along the way and ask them.
Okay. Can I use my diplomacy for this, or would this be some other?
Roll diplomacy to see if you happen to catch them at a bad time or not.
Okay.
See how nice you are. Oh, yes. How can I help you, Matt? Says a rather well-dressed Bothan to you.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask him if he could recommend a bar or a cantina or a tavern where somebody might be able to find out some information and maybe sell some things.
Well, no. You want to go to the Traders Commission to trade and sell stuff, information. I would recommend the Bulmara Balance. That is a very good place to get information on goings on around the city. But I don't understand where any cantina would be wanting to buy stuff in.
Well, not sell stuff to them directly, but perhaps learn of people who are interested in buying things, is what I meant.
The Trade Commission is definitely where you want to go to.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, sir.
No problem.
What was the name of that?
The Belmara Balance.
You might have to type that out.
Okay. If you recall from your search, the Belmara Balance is not right at the port, but it's not in the city proper itself per se. You can definitely walk there.
Is this kind of like upper city, mid city level?
You're on the upper mid city area.
Okay.
The landing kind of was. You didn't get parked in the outskirts of town either of this location here. So you can head there. You can head into the nearest one, which, from your limited experience dealing with as I get, kind of get a feeling that the closer you are to the scummier it's going to be, because, well, the desperate travelers and things like that will hit into the first ones they go into. Well,
okay. I would actually, I think, like to go to the Traders Exchange then.
Okay.
Just so we can sell these medical supplies first, so I actually have some cash before I go into this bar.
Okay. You actually have to take a taxi over there. 50 credits, and you can can handle getting over there. Not a problem. And there's a taxi stop right here at the near the entrance to the space dock. And you imagine KOTOR going through there, flying through a bit of the city. Kind of feel that this guy is taking you on a bit of a loop, but you just roll with it. You end up at the Trade Commission. Go up to it, and there's a kiosk there for they can give you guidance to it. It's a fairly large building.
So is this what are we talking here? Because I've got in my head it's some kind of like big market place kind of area.
The Trade Commission has a. As you look through the kiosk, you get a feeling that there's business offices here, trade outfits and such. So think of a large atriumed building where the atrium has kiosks like that, laid out inside it, and then the walls of the atrium are building offices and things like that. It's only about 4 or 5 stories tall at this level here that it fills up. But yeah, you can walk through the kiosks and browse stuff there.
Okay, I just want to find somewhere where I could sell this stuff for now.
Okay. It takes you a few minutes to find out medical zone is of the market here, and find a market stand that seems to have the same type of materials that you have from pharmaceuticals and such, and you see, God, try to think of. I see a human behind the counter. It's like, welcome to Taris Pharmaceuticals. How can I help you?
Hello.
Looking to buy? You want to buy, don't you?
I actually find myself in the position of being somewhat short of credit, so I was hoping you would be willing to buy some of my supplies. Very high quality stuff, I can assure you. Well, I got to set some of the little, packages and boxes and whatever and out on the counter in front of them.
Yeah. Very similar to the stuff I have here. Well, I need that. Yeah, I got plenty of that. Are you looking to sell this as a bulk sale, or did you want me to just pick and choose what I want out of it?
I brought along a selection of supplies that I.
Oh, so you have more of this, is what you're saying?
I do have some more back at the ship, but I do also. I myself, I'm a doctor, you see, and I do need at least some of that for my professional work as well, of course. But
well, I either deal in bulk or samples. Which do you plan to do, bulk or samples?
Well, okay. What would you consider 500 credits worth to be? That's not going to be bulk, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Samples then, I guess.
Yeah. So, and is this all you want to sell at the point?
For now, yes. Although I may be back later on, either to sell more or perhaps buy more.
Well, the more I buy at a time, better price I can offer you at the point. If you just come in here, drips and drabs, it could be a little less.
Noted.
Make a. What's the best roll here? Make a diplomacy check. He's like, okay, I can take this off. And he mulls over. 300 credits.
Are you sure you wouldn't be willing to pay a little more, given that it might result in a further ongoing business relationship?
Well, I don't know. You said this is all you wanted to sell right now. You know, did you have more you want to sell?
Not right at this instant. I've put everything like out at this point, so this is all I have brought with me.
Yeah, but I have got the 300 credits.
Can I not make like a charisma or something, or?
You can try and do a.
I'm trying to be, polite and charming, and probably not doing a good job.
Just
of
like, you could try another diplomacy check if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm just hoping for, maybe another 50 credits or something. Ooh, no.
Yeah, 300's the maximum.
And she sighs with that kind of slightly weird Arthurian sigh, because it's like four throats sighing at once, and says, "Very well, 300 it is."
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Well, at least we didn't get assaulted or anything like that. That's always a bonus.
Okay. Does the mark arrive back? Oh, he's muted. In that case, let's ask him. I can hear. Okay. In that case, we'll jet over to Mark, and the car salesman over there is. Oh, sorry. Did I say that loud? The ship salesman. Yes. So you're looking to trade in a Citadel cruiser. Did you have something in mind for that? You guys can feel free to jump in. That's a pretty nice ship. I'm surprised you want to get rid of it.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think we want something fast is good, but we want discreet.
Faster and bigger. You already got a decently fast and relatively large ship there. Were you looking for something to bigger as in more cargo capacity, or bigger as in size? More cargo. Well, you're in luck. I have this lovely YT 2400 dock right at the moment. Barely used. Would you like to see it? And R5's asking questions that he's not a participant of. What weapons? Well, a couple of laser turrets. But you could also mount more if you wanted to. And also need to look into your ship's heritage, shall we call it that? Oh, yes, you're more than welcome to bring a droid with. He says, well, let me just first lock up here. Then we can go and have a look at this ship, and I can have a look at yours. And then he'll busies himself, gets a droid behind the counter. Okay, keep an eye on the place.
You might need to...
We've got a fish! We've got a fish on the hook! You can kind of hear.
You might need to up your Discord's mic sensitivity or something, by the way, Gidzeki, because it's sort of cutting off halfway through sentences sometimes.
Sorry. Ed, why is it doing that again? Input. I'm gonna kick it up again. Maybe it's my mic. Okay. So, Krusk goes, I'll get droid. when you get closer onto the dock, and he goes over to the Citadel cruiser, your cruiser, and says, "R5, come. You need to come help. We have plans for other ship."
I follow.
Okay. Okay. R5 goes over and he starts doing his check on the ship and things like that. And how are you planning to check out the ship?
I want to check the ship's computers as well as just do a general repair check for the physical systems.
Whoa. What are you planning to do that a little?
Beep boop beep, motherfucker.
Oh, you speak, do you? No. You're one of those type of joy. Okay, you wanted to go and plug in and check out the computer? Go right ahead. I've got nothing to hide.
I checked the computer. Do I use a computer use?
Yeah, go ahead and use a computer use. You pick up that the ship is maybe 5 years old. It definitely, from the registration plate that's below, that you're able to see, matches what's in the computer, and the shows it be about 5 years old. It's done some travel around the systems around here. You pick up a run to Kessel when you dig down deep enough into the logs and things like that. So definitely this has been used by nefarious persons, but nothing otherwise untowards with the ship.
Okay.
The systems come back as green across the board.
I let Lance know that, but I'm also gonna check the systems, just looking at them, physically looking at them instead of going through the computer.
Okay.
So is that a repair?
Yeah, you can get the bonus for checking for repairs. This ship is in good shape.
All right.
You
so everything checks out.
Yeah, it's pretty standard though. That's the only thing. You get the feeling that there was probably some tweaks made to it previously, but it's back to a semi-standard configuration right now.
+4. I'm just checking if the repair already has my +4 added, so I don't think so.
You're not going to pick up anything more per se. So it's just a standard YT 2400.
Okay.
Small cargo carrying ship.
I let Lance know that, I guess, but in secret.
I'll go off to the side.
Yeah.
That's fine. So what do you think? Says the salesman.
I'll have Lance do the talking because I'm not good.
Well, we'll have to see what you have. Can you buy it outright? These do go for quite a pretty penny. Well, let's go have a look at it then, shall we? And he gets on his communicator and get over here. He says over it and starts heading over. And gets into your ship, and just before you get there, you see another droid coming up. More R2 than R5 looking. He comes in. Well, since you brought a droid, I'll bring my own. And he gets in there and has the droid plug in and have a look. He starts chugging away and inspecting the ship, and while the salesman walks around. Interesting. This doesn't look like it was meant for general bipedal use. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a hut stand over there? Right, sure. I would have to play cards sometime.
It's also very clean, or at least as clean as I can get it.
Well, you've only had like an hour, so they came in pretty quickly. So, droid.
I need a pressure washing attachment.
The salesman looks at his little counter. He's like, "Yeah, you put me into a bit of a bind here, don't you?" Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a straight up swap. This for that. No questions asked. And you'll definitely get the feeling that you're trading down in vessel.
Well, as far as we know, though, the ship that we'll be getting is going to be a bit less hot, though, right?
As far as your droid was able to tell, R5, yes, you are. It actually, if you go and search,
Can I actually tell how long it's been sitting on the lot? Like, has it been just a couple of days on the lot, or has it been, 6 years? Or no, it's been 5 years old. It's like 3 years on the lot, 2 years on the lot.
Just ask the question.
When was the last time that the thing was flown?
That you get about 3-4 months ago.
Okay. And was that like flying from somewhere to Taris?
From Corellia to Taris.
Okay, and it hasn't left Taris since.
Correct.
Okay, that's good to know. I guess it's at least a little bit off the trail, not quite so hot.
So, you have been given a straight up offer by the salesman.
I mean, if Thera was there, I think she'd just say go for it, even though it is trading down a little bit. Because it's a really common type of freighter. It doesn't we've done our best to disguise the other one, but we'd need a lot longer with it to actually,
So,
I just don't like that.
We'll let you contemplate. He says that's fair enough. We'll talk tomorrow. Write down what you plan to do, and Krusk's just going to tag along. You too, sir. And come along, R2. Goes off. This R2 is not blue, by the way. It's more a yellow color. Yellow and silver. So, get that out of your mind. It's an R2 S4. that's supposed to mean. Okay, so you've sold some medicine. You have somebody talking. What do you plan to do now?
Well, Farah was planning to go to the bar mentioned after having been to the trade exchange.
The Balmar Balance. Okay. What do you plan to do there?
Just ask around for information on any clinics or medical practitioners in the area, basically. I'm just trying to find out who I'd approach to go and do medical stuff with, or whether I'd have to try and set up my own clinic somehow, except that would probably be a bit much for, I don't know how long we're planning to stay here exactly.
Sure. You could probably find out if there's any medical activities going out there, relief efforts and such. You get a feel that going to the mercenary exchange, you could find out similar information as well if you wanted to. So you can either go to the bar, to the Bar Balance, or we may find more unofficial options of medical support, or you can go and find more official avenues of support.
I think the bar.
Okay. You get to the bar and it looks pretty nice. You see the usual Twillick dancers and hollow dancers. Like, yeah, too loud. It's definitely not too smoky in here. The lighting is not objectionable. There's definitely little quiet spots where people can meet and chat. Yeah, it's definitely not the common dive bar that, if you've had experience with it, you would expect to see, but it's definitely not the upper market type of place that you're used to going into.
Well, I kind of, in my head, I have in mind that this is what she does, or at least sometimes, is she'll go somewhere for a while and set up like a clinic to try and help people, and basically like those that can afford to pay kind of fund her doing free medical care for those that can't afford to pay. She's not in it to make a profit. She's just trying to help people.
Okay. Roll a gather information. Jalip can also help if need be.
Yeah.
Trior just stands at the door and watches things. It's waiting for. You gonna roll Jalip? Jalip can find the corner of the bar. We know that. You find that this is like the wrong from the bartender. We have some people in here that facilitate that type of thing. Looks around. Yeah, they're not in here now. Give it a few hours, and they should be in. When he tells you to look for. Sorry, I need to get a race. Go with looking for a roadie, light green skinned, goes by the name of Antar.
Okay, and this is somebody who would be able to
point you into useful medical support or support type of function that isn't presently going through the mercenary exchange. And he holds his hand out for the information.
Oh, the barkeep fella. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna give him, like, I don't know, what would be like? Would 5 credits be insulting or?
Very insulting. You get a feeling it's probably in the 50 credit type of range for the information you just got.
Okay. Okay. In which case, I guess we'll give him 50.
Okay. And he's like, he just looks at you with this blank. Yeah, I can tell you support the poor. And he turns around and starts helping the next person. So you've got a few hours to wait before the person shows up. Did you want to head back? You do have communicators that you picked up in, place and things like it, so you could actually call back to Lance if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and just see if in the interval I'm gonna stick around and see if I hear just anything else interesting about anything.
Roll another gathering information.
Okay.
I call up R5 and I ask R5 to make sure that the shuttle we boarded the Mercy in is also scrubbed clean of information and gets a new name.
You guys took care of that.
Oh, all right.
It was a package deal. Not too worried. It's a pretty standard shuttle. Nobody really cares too much about those type of things that much. So it does have like faster than light speed capability, but it's nothing to write home about. Nobody really cares that much. You get a feeling that there's not much more information to be had here worthwhile. It seems to be too early in the evening for a rambunctious crowd, and people tend to, from want to be by the, not want to share too much with you. It's there. So that's when Lance shows up. And I'll let him type or speak depending on how he is able to do it. Did you guys talk? Lance has said,
I'm going to assume that I'm sipping something. I actually don't know. Do things drink intoxicating?
yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's fruit juices. You
could have
variety.
Fermented, Anyway, so I'm there sipping a glass of red.
Red something, right?
Yeah. And I guess I see Mark and R5 and.
Sorry, yeah, I can see you just read R5. Yeah, Jaeger, we'll have to talk later. No.
I nod at Farah. I'm gonna go and order himself a drink, and just eavesdrop on people.
Okay, we'll gather information. You're digging around there, Lance, sorry, and pick up that. Yeah. Old Sulfur, the Hut's looking for his ship. Yeah. Apparently, he got stolen by some hijackers. Can you believe it? Yeah. He apparently knows who they are, and there's a nice bounty on their heads.
What's the bounty?
You don't quite get that much information, but if you had to,
I'll ask him. I'll just simply ask. I'll just like, what's the bounty?
that.
Is it like interested? Like, ooh, money.
Mark, I don't.
Bugger
mean to
off!
be rude.
Stop listening in on our conversation. People turn away, and it's like, Bothans. What do they think they are? Information dealers. I think they saved the galaxy or something like that.
I'll get my drink and I'll go and sit next to Farah and let him know.
You could. Well, you could make another gather information too. Anybody, everybody, on that.
I should really have this as a skill, but never mind. Next time I get the chance to pick a skill, if I get another chance. Oh, come on, a 1.
No. Was that your one? Or?
Yeah, that was mine.
Huh. Krusk stayed behind at the ship, by the way, so he's
Okay.
with you.
Does a 1 mean that I accidentally blurt out that we're the fugitives?
No,
the hut's looking for. Hey guys! Hey, did you hear? There's a bounty on our heads in a bar full of people.
No,
Really
no, you just get a splitting headache from all the information hitting you, or is it the drink? You don't know yet. You guys are like, that sounds bad. I wonder if we could find out more information on what sort of would be, be getting that. Sure goes mercenary exchange. They track bounties. So if you wanted to find out more about your bounty, you probably head over to the mercenary exchange.
I'm getting really worried now. If they've already heard the information, we stole his ship, and we're trying to sell a ship. It's not going to be half the people put 2 and 2 together.
Yep.
I'm thinking I want to get out of here now, not hanging around. Just go. I'll relay that message over to Farah, and the other people say, I really want to go out of here now.
Well, you're right there.
I presume at this point he's filled us in on the
ship sail.
Yeah.
You.
I don't trust I don't trust him at all. I think he's going to stitch us up.
You get a sense that. Go ahead, everybody. Roll sense motive. Strange enough, Farah, Jalip, and Trior come to the same kind of conclusion. Shit, he knows that this is probably Solstra's ship, but he's willing to trade, so maybe he's willing to turn a blind eye type of situation?
Well, if we are trading down, he's getting the better end of the deal.
But he can also put a tracking device on the new ship and sell us out for the bounty.
Okay, Darth Vader, don't get too far ahead of yourself.
I'm just thinking.
He doesn't even need to put a tracking device on it. He can just sell the information about what kind of ship he sold.
Well, the thing is that type of freighter is really common, so we could just do the same trick of changing the transponder and, changing the identifier, the identification of the ship. And this one doesn't look like it's had a hastily scrubbed out giant hut face on the hull. So it'll be a lot easier to be anonymous.
That is an excellent point, Farah. I'll give you that. GM, question here. How much do people that have the piloting skill know about the value of starships and how common they are and stuff like that?
You definitely know that you're getting a trade down by probably almost 50%. What vessels value you have as if you had to do new to new, it's about a 50% trade down. You'd be planning there, but you'd be going from about 25 to 50 tons worth of carrying capacity up to about 150 tons worth of carrying capacity.
So it's going to be a bit, a bit less nice and spacious inside, but it'll be a lot more practical.
It'll be able to fit everybody that's currently grouped together, but not much more. Whereas the Citadel Cruiser would definitely be able to handle more people in there, but you're just able to carry less. The free candy.
Your new ship? Let's call that Free Candy. That would be a fun name.
Is it gonna have ting 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 ice cream van music as well?
Yeah, that's going to be the calling when it calls the
Call sign?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I didn't ask, I've asked, but I didn't type it. Sorry. So what type of weapons does this ship have?
The YT 2400 has worse weapon systems than our current ship.
You get 2 laser turrets on it, double guns in. So
no ion cannons.
no iron.
I looked up the stats for ships.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So you got 2 turreted that can one on top, one on the bottom. There's definitely place for more weapons if you want to mount them there, but right now
I might go back to the trader and see if we can try and bluff him to mount more weapons, and then it's a deal. If everybody's happy with that.
I actually think making sure that if we trade, that the new ship has a full tank of gas would also be a very good idea.
That's always a good thing.
Yep. That's...
Well, it's not like you're selling a half-empty gas can at present either. So you're due fuel. The ship you have isn't fully loaded with.
But it means we spend more time here. And if information's already got here about the ship being stolen...
Well, I mean, yeah, they just put a bounty out on the... Was it the HoloNet? They call it basically the internet.
Yeah. It's not like that heavily broadcast. The HUD's still cheap. He's not going to spend that much money to have it broadcast that far. But a good computer use check, you could probably dig it out and find it. It goes through more specific channels than just the general HoloNet type of thing.
Okay.
So
you have to go on the bounties subreddit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then dig through there. Since it's fairly new, it shouldn't be too difficult to find there, but if you guys want to make whoever's going to take a look for it, computer use.
Right.
Computer use, not gather. Is it just Mark rolling?
Oh,
1 second.
The barkeep comes up to you guys. You're either buying drinks or you're getting out of here.
Bought a drink off them earlier on.
No, she bought a drink. You've bought nothing yet. You're just yakking. Buy a drink, move on out. And by the way, terminal uses for people buying drinks.
I'll buy a drink.
Okay.
Whatever you want. Just give me...
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster.
I'm not going to drink it. I'm just going to take...
I know what he's referring to as well.
Yeah. Is that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Mm. Yep.
I can't make the faces properly, but
I just remember the bit about it drinking it being like was it like having your brains delicately bashed out with a gold brick or something along those lines?
Yep. Well, if they have a complete memory wipe, then yes. So, you guys buy a drink.
Yep.
Knock off 20 credits off your total there. This isn't a cheap swill that you're drinking here. You're able to dig up that there's about a 200,000 to 300,000 bounty on your heads, depending on if you include the droid or not. And Trior into there. Trior by himself is just 100,000. That's how much he pissed him off. And that's just for your persons. Retrieval of the ship is, that much, 50,000 to bring the ship back. They just want you, the one on your head. If you want to roll a gather information, or if you have knowledge alien species, Trior goes, ow, as he hurts his brain trying to think.
Just as a completely random question, what on earth is the difference between gather information and listen? Or is listen more of a combat skill?
It's more combat. It's a gather information is you talking and digging up and piecing things, more investigation type of thing. Listen is I'm listening at the door. Do I hear somebody through it? Or
okay, right. Good to know.
Yeah. Jalip, did you want to do a gather?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay, Jalip's the only one who kind of pieces it together, and it's like, yeah, good luck with the Huts actually paying that full amount out. They're more likely, kill unless it's a really reputable bounty hunter that comes in there. They'll probably just kill anybody off the street that tries to report a type of thing, just so that they don't have to pay it out. So you get a feeling that the used spaceship dealer probably realizes that as well, that he's better off just making the trade, getting rid of dumping the Citadel cruiser on somebody else, taking that profit and calling it good, than trying to deal with Solstra in a legit manner. But any bounty hunters that come after you make it a lot easier to find you in the Citadel cruiser than in something else.
That is true. I also assume that from this gathered information that most bounty hunters are quite aware of the bad reputation that Huts have for paying out.
Yeah.
Meaning that
it's not Huts in general. Honest, like that, Solstra has a little bit more reputation, shall we say?
On the bad side for paying.
With this new information and the group, what's the feeling? Just get out of here now. Do a deal and just get out of here, or?
Well, I certainly believe that based on what we've been able to glean, making the trade, even though it is a trade down, it isn't necessarily a bad idea. And I can certainly see that the Starship Trader would have fairly good reasons for not wanting to try and claim the bounty. But the question then becomes, do we want to leave Ferris already, or is it still worth trying to find some information or work here?
Well, I feel like maybe changing the ship as the first thing would probably be a good idea, and then we can see what kind of. Maybe there's some type of work that in a nearby system or something you can find here.
We could try and travel further afield to try and get away more from the hut's area of influence.
Yeah, that's a decent suggestion too. Personally, I don't really care where we go.
Do the deal, go further into the Outer Rim, and at the first hold-up place or planet that we know of out there.
Oh, you're already in the Outer Rim, by the way.
Outer Rim, just to go further afield, further out.
Okay. Just remember, the further out you go, the less likely you'll have, Imperial patrols and things like that that would limit activities and such. But yes, the Empire likes bounty hunters and such. You may have to change your names or just not transmit your names too much. You should be fine.
So therefore, it's better to go.
You don't. You get a feeling that no matter where you go, you're going to be in trouble. While this, the longer the bounty goes on, less likely people will be coming after you because the harder it is to track you down, type of situation. Again, you almost need to have protecting you. You need what's the word I'm looking for? A patron of some sort. So, it's about now that you notice this light green-skinned Rhodian come walking into Balmora Balance. Waits to the bartender and heads over to what appears would be, and you'd guess, his normal table.
Can I do a check on the gentleman who just walked in?
Well, that's Farah notices it and says, I believe that may be the Rhodian that the barman was telling me about earlier. I had an idea that I would perhaps find a local clinic and see if I couldn't practice some medicine while we're here, but it now appears that perhaps we might want to move on sooner rather than later.
Okay.
I'll be good. Do you want me to go back and steal the ship, and then I can get the new ship loaded, fueled up, and if need be, we can get out of here and have it ready.
It might not be a bad
everybody
idea.
make a gather information check again, please.
Uh-oh, this is going wrong.
And by the way, Bubba, check your Discord messages. So, Lance, you get a feeling that this is a pretty big planet, and this is just one side of things. That if you had to arrange things, you could probably move the ship to a different port on a different part of the planet. After you've made the exchange and do some upgrades and things like that, or you could just leave. So, so leave the Citadel cruiser behind, leave that, as a, what's what I'm looking for, as a beacon or something like that if anybody does seem to come finding it, but that there's just the opportunity to get across the planet and you can make any changes and things like that there.
Or
it's your decision.
We could sell the ship, don't buy a new one, get a transport out of it to another star system, and buy a new ship there.
Well, it always raises questions when people travel in a group and buy a new ship in cash.
We're not.
Unless, of course, you want to sell the ship to the trader for straight up credits, and we split the credits among us and go our separate ways.
Should have said that. So I'm thinking,
Kill the campaign right now. Kill the campaign.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's just an obvious choice that has to be mentioned and talked about.
sell shit, won't give you the credits. I'm gone.
I believe we have an interest in trying to stick together for the time being. I mean, we've been forced together by this hut, and he, wants all of us. I think we can better defend ourselves as a group.
But you might cut. No.
Yeah, you feel you can watch your backs a lot better if you're together than if you're each off by yourself. Of course, Jalip still has owes time of service to Farah if he wants to get the rest of his money.
Yeah, I intend to stay beside Farah wherever we go, but
If everybody's happy, I was going to go back to the dealer and do the deal, and see if I can get any extras phone in.
You feel somebody that either has good diplomacy or bluffing would probably be a good option to.
I have bluffing,
Maybe
and
we
then
should
I
just all go.
get I have diplomacy thing.
I have 8 bonus for diplomacy, by the way.
So, by the way, so you know the Rhodian?
I think so.
Well, it's not just for this planet, so that he does stuff. You just ask for what's the word of official medical support. So that could be anybody needing medical support anywhere.
Okay, I'll go and talk to him and just get some information. I'm not going to commit to anything then.
That was Trior talking to you, by the way.
Okay.
Let's get some sort of work out of this before we just run off.
Yeah.
That's what he tries to say.
Yeah, I might get something useful out of it. So I'm going to say that to everybody else, and that maybe we should then all head back to the
dealer,
to the shipyard / the port / dealer, because they're right next to each other, right? After I've done that, so I'm gonna walk over to this Rhodian then and inquire if he might be Antar.
Yes, I am. I am Antar.
I was given your name by the barkeep earlier, who thought you might be somebody it would be worthwhile talking to. I'm a doctor, you see, and I travel the galaxy looking for those in need to help, and the barkeep thought you might have some information on this planet, the local systems, perhaps information further afield where there are, medical crises or wars or disasters or opportunities.
Yes. What is your name?
I'm going to not give my actual name. I can't think of it. I'm going to give just some fake Ithorian sounding name that I come up with.
Yes, research. Not showing. You sure you said you're doctor? And he's looking up. You must be that kind of doctor. Yes.
I have a good reason for not spreading my true identity around at the moment. Let me put it that way.
And he looks at you. He looks at the Wookiee. He looks at the Bothan. Looks at the human. Yes. I may have something for people that do not want to be found by bounty hunters.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I should have used disguise or something before this, but never mind.
You're gonna disguise in
I actually have that as a skill.
Human.
I have it.
I know. You just look like a different flatworm instead. Ithorian.
An Ithorian, but with a top hat.
And a monocle?
Yeah,
Do you have a
exactly.
monocle? Okay. Okay, he's asking what.
Now, forgery would be more... Yeah, forgery you could come up with IDs, I would think. That would
Yeah,
be
you could. Yeah, you'd be able to, with a mix of computer use and forgery, you should be able to come up with something new. But for right now, you're kind of where you are. I work for some people that could use your skills. You see here. Oh, here's him. Let's see. Yes, yes. How do you feel about the Empire? As he looks at you, and you get a feeling that he's judging you at this point.
I have seen a great many cruelties perpetrated by the Empire. I had in fact planned to head to Kashyyyk when that journey was rudely interrupted. And, well, the Wookiee acquaintance we picked up along the way informed me that things are far worse there than I had thought, and I've heard other worrying stories about other places in the galaxy I've been as well.
Well, it's a good thing I rolled that 20 then instead of in combat or something like that. He's trustworthy. A similar feeling amongst your friends?
I could not say, but certainly the Wookiee would be no fan of the Empire, I imagine.
Yeah, he pretty much says, yeah. That's his typing. Profit.
Oh, is this everybody's come over with me to talk to this guy? Okay.
I'm assuming so. Nobody said
fine,
otherwise.
Fine.
Yes. Are you afraid of danger?
I have been in many dangerous places, but I try and avoid combat if I can. It's not something Ithorians are really known for.
Yes. Okay. Come back tomorrow. I'll have something for you then.
I'll look over at Lance.
And he just waves his hand, just like brushing you off, just like you can go now. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. He does a little wave at that point, and he goes back to his drink.
So I'm going to.
If you want to roll a sense motive on it.
Oh, yep, I will do that. In fact, that seems like a good. A 1. So, is he genuine? Is he an Imperial spy?
I rolled a 1, by the way. No, you rolled a nice 18 there. Sometimes the dice show up at different places. You feel that he was being genuine, that he's not going to sell you up the river or anything else like that, but that he is offering you something that is useful at this point. So
I'm gonna turn to the rest and say, well, in my travellings I have heard whisperings of resistance to the Empire. It is possible the Rodian we were just speaking to is involved with that somehow. I didn't sense that he was working for the Empire, certainly. What does everyone else want to do? Are we prepared to stay around till tomorrow and see what he has to say?
The Wookiee goes, we can wait.
I agree with the Wookiee. I don't think we're in any immediate danger, since that our friend has a bad reputation as a bad payer of debt. So that means that most people won't be jumping at that particular job.
We would certainly do well to steer clear of any Genuine bounty hunters, though, in the meantime.
If I go and do the ship deal now, I told the dealer I'll come back tomorrow. So if he knows I'm coming back tomorrow, so he could arrange something for tomorrow. But if I go back there now and do the deal, any plans that he had for me for tomorrow, dobbing me into bounty hunters, it's going to catch him off guard.
Well, it didn't seem like... I think we kind of figured that he was unlikely to, because...
It's a car salesman, don't trust him.
Okay.
You head back to the dockyard and to the ship sales location, and it is closed for the day. You push the button several times, and nobody comes and answers. You're stuck overnight.
I'm going to go onto the ship and just mess around on the ship.
What time of the evening would it be, local time at this point? Like,
well, let's put it this way: it's dark.
okay. Would I have enough time to attempt making some more med kits or med packs or whatever?
You can start making some stuff. So if you want to roll a manufacturing again,
Okay.
let's see how many you get this time.
Let's see how many supplies I can... Oh, it's not too
bad. You've got a good start. You've realized you're missing some parts and stuff as I get. So you're not going to be able to complete anything right at the moment. You'll have to do a little bit of shopping first. But you now know where to go shopping.
Okay. How many med packs and med kits have I got the kind of partial basis of that I've just...
You've got 2 of each ready.
Okay.
Basically ready to go.
We could, if you need some credits, we could sell some of the weapons that we don't require for a bit of money.
That seems like it might not be the worst plan. But I went to the Traders Exchange earlier, and certainly we would be able to sell any such items there.
Well, you'll have plenty of time during the day before you have to meet up with the salesman and your Rhodian contact to decide that. So, next morning.
Right, can I just interject and say I probably can't go too much longer?
No. I'm planning to end it here pretty shortly.
Oh, okay,
so,
right, that's good.
Next morning, how many pharmaceuticals were you planning to take this time to try and sell to get stuff to be able to make med kits and such?
Oh, how do I
roll a craft skill and give yourself the bonus for having your tablet there on hand.
Okay. Would this just be rolling medpack crafting again?
Yeah, just roll that.
And then I think
give
it'll
yourself
be
a plus 2.
Yeah, +2. So it'll be 20.
To be able to basically, you realize that you've got 50% of what you need to make med packs or med kits here. So if you had to take half of what you have remaining and sell that off to be able to get everything you need to be able to make med kits and med packs, is what you need to do. So you've got 80 kits worth of pharmaceuticals left. If you took 40 of that and sold that off, you'd be able to make up then 40 med packs kits.
That sounds okay. So I'm gonna
reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. Get there and some horse trading and things like that later. Definitely you feel you still got the short end of the stick for medicines, and pharmaceuticals were probably worth a little bit more than the syringes and stuff, but it's auto syringes, and so you've got enough materials to make 40 med packs or 40 med kits depending on how you want to do it.
Okay, so this is me having just kind of bartered for
Traded and has,
trade.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to get containers, you got to get little holders, auto injectors, things like that, spray nozzles, and the like, some special liquids and whatnot to turn things into aerosols there. So you're pretty much set. You'll come back and spend a few more hours, and you'll have your 2 med packs and med kits done at that point. So to the used car sales. Welcome back. Have you made your decision on to the trade I offered? I'm assuming everybody's there.
Yeah.
Krusk's gonna stay behind. He's kind of packing, making sure everything we need to get out of there is out of there. And Trior's with you, so R5, do you want to go with them, or are you gonna help pack the ship as well?
I'll help clean up the ship and pack our stuff.
Okay.
As you're aware, very interested in the deal. Just wondering if you could throw something else in, like some extra weapons or something. We can fit them ourselves. That's not a problem. I mean, you're getting 2 ships ready for the price of 1.
Let's see.
If you're throwing some weapons, it's a deal. Handshake, done, dusted, transferred.
Well, what sort of weapons are you looking for? I have access to a variety of options. And we'll jump to...
Who knows about weapons?
I would have to say maybe a couple of ion cannons would probably not be a bad idea. Maybe
Yeah, either ion cannons or maybe like a torpedo launcher.
Yes. That sounds feasible. Let's take a look at what we could fit onto there. Industry. So I'm just looking it up right now.
Oh, and obviously I realised it's a small freighter, but I was thinking if we could have some kind of like really big laser that could like blow open entire planets. If you have one of those.
He's joking. Only the Empire can do that. You guys want to make a sense motive check against that?
Sure.
God.
he's telling the truth, goddammit.
You get the feeling he's joking.
It's too silly a thought to contemplate. I mean, even the Empire wouldn't make something that monstrous. No foreshadowing at all there, then. So, what are we looking at in terms of possible extra actual?
I'm just looking at it.
Not me being silly weapons.
And
Murder planet.
because we don't want to push them too much. Because you need to get a good deal at the moment.
If we're going further into the Outer Rim, I think upgunning a little bit to defend ourselves is not a bad idea.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Yes, ion cannons. Did you want to be able to replace the turret, some of the turrets with ion cannons, or did you want to forward firing? As he looks up from his manual, he's looking at you rather quizzically.
I'm guessing I would probably like to replace the turret.
Okay, one or both?
One of them.
Okay, just one of them. You hear him, he's doing some math there. Okay. So
what was the other one you wanted?
Ion cannons. Since you're going to change it, that's going to add that. You'll have to do it by yourself, so I'm not that return. Blah, blah, blah. You can get a concussion missile launcher Will that work? You'll have to, because that's all I got
Well,
access
okay.
to.
I mean, why
Sure.
not?
Whatever.
And did you want missiles with that as well?
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
I'll throw. And
Is he going to fit this himself, or are we going to?
I think we're going to.
Yeah, I can say we can fit it ourselves if need
Get the
be.
feeling we can. Ooh. What else might we want? I mean, is there the possibility of, say, stronger shield generators, something along those lines?
ooh. Yeah, that's asking a little bit too much.
Maybe even tweak the hyperspace generator a little bit, so just a little bit faster.
How about money back as well?
How long did you want to leave it here for?
Money back's fine.
What was that? Sorry?
Money back is fine too.
Oh, you want money? You want me to pay you? Oh, no.
We are.
Make a diplomacy check.
I think I should. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't roll horribly.
I look fair. That's your department.
We're just trying to, persuade him that I don't know much about ships, but I know we are making quite a considerable trade down.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. So, so you're getting a better. I'm getting a better deal out of this. I know certain things about that ship that you probably don't want people to know about. You sure you want to push me on this money?
I mean, how much are we thinking of asking for this out of this guy? Because if we're only asking for a couple of thousand, then he might be okay, sure, whatever. But if we're trying to get like 20k out of him, he might not be so happy.
What is the actual price difference between ships?
You're looking at about a 50%
So
value
that's
differential.
over 100k credits.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Plus, you're getting some extra weapons thrown in as part of it. So,
I mean,
It's kind of
personally,
freaking, friend. Is it possible to mount a rear-mounted laser?
remember that you got two turreted weapons, right? You
Yeah.
can mount the laser anyway. So, other thing, what you'll be able to do is if you're going to change to laser cannons out of a turret, you'll have them available to mount onto the ship elsewhere as direction, directional fire weapons. So,
All right, we'll do that.
I think those would be better on the front.
if you're going to do, well, you'll have, like I said, you got two turrets, top
one
and bottom.
And one turret has been changed out to be iron cannons now, and the lasers that has been
Well, you
taken
still have
out
to change them, but
Yeah, the lasers that we take out from there, we can mount as a forward mount.
And then a
face
concussive
laser cannons.
launcher. So that was a no on stronger shields. How about what about the idea of like faster
he's asking
sublight engines?
how long do you want to leave it here for?
Well, we've already paid for a week for the old ship. How about swapping, giving us the money for that?
For what they charge for you to park here? No.
How much do you charge then?
For what?
Parking the ship here.
Oh, you don't have to worry about the parking. It's the leaving you got to pay for. That's how you got to pay. Oh, they didn't tell you that. Oh.
They may have omitted that information.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes. Oh. Okay. Well, I'll be nice in that case. They usually charge you about 2,500 credits to leave. So I'll throw in an extra 5,000 over and above the 2 ion cannons and the concussion launcher for 4 concussion missiles and 5,000. Yeah, I think that's that'll work perfectly. So, do we have a deal?
Can I sense if this is a good deal or if he thinks he's really still swindling us? Or...
Roll a sense motive.
It's a starship and I have no idea. Oh, well, I still rolled better than him. Okay. If that's how that works.
Well, don't forget, mine's a straight roll. Yours is a modifier. You're like, you get a feeling that there's probably not that bad a deal, all said and done. You know, it's yeah. You feel fair, especially with what you're doing here, which is, you know, trading out of a ship completely.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to turn around and look at the rest and say, well, I don't know if we'll get a much better deal than this, to be honest.
Are we happy for the dinner?
So, did you want? Okay, now just sign here, please. Who's going to sign?
I'll sign Luke Skywalker.
No.
Jabba the Hutt.
No.
I'm not using my real name.
Well, there is one you could use, but you're not a human, so...
Thor Oakenshield.
Strange name. Oh, here. Let's exchange keys. Basically, it's a key card.
Yeah. We'll just cut the stuff off this one, and then it's done.
And welcome. What you do then? And he comes walking out with you back to the shot to there.
Poor
Like,
R5. I feel bad now.
You see a droid coming out, or a loader droid with a crate, a larger crate. You know that probably has the weapons you're looking for. Heading over to the YT 2400.
Yeah. So that's our 4 crates off the Citadel cruiser, transferred to the new ship. And can the R5 do a quick check of the new ship, make sure he's not done anything to it while we system?
You don't. You get a feeling that this guy is slimy when it comes to the actual vessel itself, and what he will do to make a vessel ready to sell, but that he's actually, when he makes the deal, it's a sound deal. He's not that bad.
So we just have to make sure he hasn't slipped some sugar into the hyperdrive tank or something.
Think Chop Shop frontman type of thing is how you feel that he probably is. So what happens behind the doors is as illegal and as nefarious as could possibly be, but what you see is what you get. Okay. So you move into the new ship, spin it up, your fuel. Krusk's like, oh man, these beds too hard. Why are we not keep the old ship? Damn it. You've definitely taken a downgrade in living quarters. We'll have to think about upgrading those at some point. So, but you got more cargo space. So,
and we've got the weapons.
And you got some weapons. It'll probably be easier to do some of the installations in space, since you don't have a full workshop on the ground here type of situation access to. But you also got a feeling your original thought of getting out of Dodge is probably not a bad. The longer you stay here, the more you're going to be showing yourselves.
Well, we do need to go back and talk to the Rodian, but I suggest that we maybe do that like next session, as the start of the next session.
If you got 5 more minutes, I can finish it out.
Do you think we can get it in 5 minutes?
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's troop back to the bar then. Or do all of us want to go?
Yeah.
I'll stay with the
Trior-
ship. Get the
Okay.
ship ready for takeoff.
Yeah, Trior's going to get it ready for takeoff. So you get back there. Rodian, Antar is there.
So it's just going
It's
to be
like,
me and Jillian,
"Oh,
I guess.
welcome back. Yes.
Also, R5 is a
Friends
hoe.
by him. I see that. Well, as promised, here's the job I was talking about. I can't tell you exactly where it is. You just plug this in, and it'll give you the coordinates. But once you plug it in, your drive will take you there. That's the deal.
Will
You
it be
accept.
safe?
Oh, you'll be safe. You'll be fine. You can do a sense motive if you want. But you get a feeling that he's still above board.
Yeah, I'll do one just because I can. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you still feel that he's telling the truth in his, I can. But just remember, you didn't hear it from me. And good luck. So, he basically waves you off and gives, brushes you off again, in the air, and then gives you the wave. Bye-bye. You'll get back to the ship and, you can take off if you want to and plug in the chip.
I say that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
R5's going to check it for a tracking device.
No, he doesn't find any tracking devices. He doesn't even have to roll. It's like there's no signals coming from the ship or anything like that. You'll plug in. You'll get far enough from the planet to be able to do an easy jump point calculation. Plug the chip in, and computer starts pre-calculating. Even R5 is a little amazed that this chip can do that. And just before the ship jumps into hyperspace, the destination, Yavin.
Yamin.
Yavin.
Yavin.
As in Yavin 4.
Mm-hmm. And that, gentlemen, is the day.
Gee, I wonder what we'll find next time.
Tune in for.
Yeah, that
Could
was
have been worse.
okay.
Could have been worse.
That was kind of okay. I don't know if that's sort of what you had planned for us, but
We got a new ship.
Yes and no. You could have gone. Tatooine would have been more a smuggling run type of thing. You chose Taris, which gave me the option to take you on this route.
okay. So it kind of came down to what our choice of.
Exactly. All I had was a general idea of different paths and things like that, and just depending on where you chose to go to. Like you could have gone running back to, your home world, to your family and things like that, and that would have worked out fine. That would have helped.
I did think about that. At least trying to communicate and say, send some credits, plus.
Oh, there's the damn millennial. There's the darn millennial free. We put her through college, and here she is just asking for money all the time.
All she does is go around saving people's lives. Wow.
So lazy. Can't get a real job. Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I for those of you who that like Pointy, you'll be finding something at the end of this tunnel.
Okay.